I've ended up here. Zaleg, Sareg. Is that it?
He's been practicing the whole way here.
Zaleg Ersig.
Good to go. Who's first?
Aye, good feeling. I think it's important not to get too carried away. It was still a 0-0 draw. Certain moments in the game we could have probably done better, myself included. Big moments, big chances to go and put a right marker down in the group. But Denmark's record at home, I looked at it after the game. It's been really, really strong. So for us to go there and put in that performance was a massive confidence boost for the squad after probably a couple of years of performances that were sort of below par for the standards that we'd set.
How do you feel that there's been a gap between the performances that could be really happy?
I think it was a combination. I think bigger players in the team not playing so well, losing a bit of spark as a group and a team. So going into a campaign fresh and with the aim of ending 30 years of pain, this group's managed to kind of step over hurdles like that before. So the opportunity is huge, and for us going into that game, there was a sort of freshness, a new feel to us as a team, and I think we showed it in parts.
I feel I'm going with the talent we've got, and we've all been entering into this kind of final stage in the career, a lot of the core group. I feel if we don't do it this time, we might never get this chance again. We're at our optimum level to qualify for World Cup.
There's a lot of us that will be the case for, but we've got so many young ones coming through who are getting so much better. You can see it every camp. There's certain people that just keep improving and improving. You think when they first come in, you think, is this level a wee bit too big for them and too much? But then when they come back, they're fixing their weaknesses, they're improving all the time, and they're trying to kick us on. So for a lot of us, it might be. I remember being in the dressing room when certain players realised that it was their last chance to qualify for a World Cup, and I saw it in their faces. I could feel the pain, and I don't want us to go through that same experience. So I think we know what's at stake. We're no stupid, we're not going to be playing forever, but the exciting thing for Scotland fans is you've got players like Doki coming through, players who are helping us, big K and Bowie, several players who are probably on the periphery at the minute, but over the years to come they'll be mainstays, and hopefully for the next 10-12 years.
For you boys, for you,
Aye.
for Andy Robertson, for Scott McTominay, for this little core group that have been right at the heart of everything, this must feel like, this is...
I think we owe ourselves sort of the togetherness, the amount of times we've been away through really high moments and through some terrible times as well, some low experiences, some bad performances, but we're strong as a group, and I think we owe it to ourselves to give it the best chance to be in that plane next summer. And we all think about it, you get excited, you think, imagine being the Scotland team that does that. And for us, like you say, it might be the last chance. You mention it and you speak about it, but all it does is spur you on to do more and make sure that if it is going to be the last opportunity to qualify, then we need to qualify.
Is it important that some motivation rather than pressure?
I can only speak for myself at this time. I don't feel as if it's a pressure. I think we've got enough confidence and belief, especially after the other night. You look at the group, you see Greece's performance, and you think each team will fancy themselves to go and win this group. So we just need to take each little month, each month as it comes, and sort of put the other ones in the back burner. I know we've got 2 home games in October, but no one's really thinking about that at the minute. Just need to try and get through this month and then keep building. And I don't think it is a pressure. I don't feel any pressure. It's more excitement and optimism. Nah, never. I mean, I understand why boys do it. There's probably a few performances in the last couple of years where I should probably have went, I'm knackered, give yourself a break, but it took me a few years to get into the national team, and what a privilege it is every time you come away. You hear the anthem, you see your family proudest punch in the stand, and for me personally, I'll stop playing for Scotland when the manager decides I'm not good enough and I'm not helping the squad and I'm not helping around the place. So hopefully many years to come, but it's certainly something that's not in the back of my head now or even in the near future. But in saying that, I understand why people do it a lot more now than probably what I did before when I was younger. So hopefully you can see my face for another few years.
Seeing the problem about seeing the older guys when you were starting out, it's almost feels like you're Scotland players been playing at flash. It almost does seem like yesterday that you were starting out. How do you feel about it?
My first competitive appearance was probably a few of the boys' worst experience. It was a Slovakia away in a big qualifier, we lost 3-0. So it was a sort of strange feeling. I was absolutely over the moon to have made my first competitive appearance, but those boys were devastated. So, in saying that, I think that was 9 years ago, maybe 8 or 9 years ago. So it has went by quick. It does go by quick, and it's been amazing. But hopefully, if my body allows, another 6-7 years maybe.
You're racking up milestones with 82 caps next over 90 next year. You're getting towards edging towards 100.
Well, that's the aim. Just try and get as many caps as I can. Each one feels as special. The first one was amazing. I'll never forget that. Ironically, against Denmark. But you see, when you take a step back, sometimes when you're away with your club and someone mentions it, sometimes when you're in the moment and you're playing games, you just kind of forget how much of an achievement it is. But as you get older, you start to appreciate it a lot more. And thankfully, touch wood, throughout my career, I've managed to avoid some of the horrible injuries I see my teammates going through, which stops them reaching those milestones. So I'm fortunate and lucky to have remained reasonably healthy, and hopefully that can continue. And if it's 80, 90, 100, then I'll be grateful for each one.
Obviously, it's when the managers are going to the fact that rules, but the fact that the team didn't do so well, is that something that the boys want to actually get the feeling that with all your potential, really short
Aye, definitely. I think both of those tournaments, even though we done amazing to get there, we've got a lot of regrets. Probably didn't show what we're capable of, and that's the hardest thing to look back on. But we need to remember that at certain stages it was us that got us there. How did we get there? How did we perform so poorly there? We've got the answer to those things, and I think we saw a massive change on Friday night. We got back to what got us to those tournaments being horrible to play against, fighting for every ball, making it horrible for the opposition, and any successful Scottish team does that. So it wasn't a case of getting ahead of our station or getting too confident and cocky, but we have a lot of ability in the dressing room. But for us to compete at the highest level, we need to be horrible to play against, and that'll be the same tomorrow. I don't really remember. I saw Robbo saying he remembers it. I don't think I do. I remember my dad speaking about it, my granddad speaking about it. So for us to be involved in that would be 100% a career highlight. Representing your country at a World Cup would be that would just eclipse everything that I've managed to achieve in the game. So I used to see my teammates going in the summer, and you're on holiday, but next summer we've got the opportunity to be there. And I think every time myself and other boys stand in the tunnel before a game, we need to remember that, and we need to realise what we could achieve. So we know it's at stake, and we know how to do it. So starting tomorrow, it's important we get the 3 points to give us the best possible chance.
There's also no fans in the game tomorrow. What's that like as a player? How do you deal with that? Is that a factor at all?
I think it's a factor. I think it should benefit us. I think normally when you go and play a pot 4 team away from home, you go into the match as favourites, just statistically and on paper. And for example, Armenia, when we went there, I think everyone got a fright first 15 minutes. Then I got nutted. We had an extra man, and we managed to go and win. But I think it benefits us. Belarus would obviously love their home fans there. We had the experience during COVID. I know circumstances are a little bit different, but us as players, we're used to that feeling. We'll hear each other a little bit more, and for us, I think it's a benefit more than what it is for Belarus.